70 degrees in here. Put a microphone on so that you can hear my. Let's see what the weather looks like for the day. 62 with a real feel of 60, high of 73. Not as great today, but whatever. Chance of thunderstorms at 11, 4, and 6. So let's not waste any time. I'm gonna get my coffee stuff out and then change into my clothes and freshen up a little bit. Get my teethies brushed and then hop out of the truck and we'll get some breakfast cooking. So looking forward to breakfast today. Spider-Man. First things first, before we even worry about cooking breakfast, we're gonna fire up the jet boil, get some coffee going, and I think I'm gonna throw my hoodie on. I did bring a couple pairs of jeans. I'm gonna try not to wear them unless I have to. All right, we're gonna let our water get nice and toasty. Same coffee we've been working with, Miranda. Hopefully we'll put a dent in it this trip and get our new order in. I think that she's good. She sounds like she's got some boilage going on. Definitely need my hoodie. I really need to invest in some stir sticks of some sort because it tastes better when you stir it, and it just makes a mess. We're gonna at least get this top screwed on so we don't lose all of her heat. Maybe she doesn't want, she don't want to go on. And it might have been 4 minutes. We're just gonna press her down and get a drink. There we go. See how we did. She's warm. It's not bad. It's a little weaker than I normally have it, but it's not bad. There's a lot of coffee grounds I got through this time though. That's interesting. Maybe I have a hole in my filter. All right, so time to start preparing breakfast. We are going to make ourselves some French toast for breakfast. We're gonna use this pan just as to put our eggs in to dip our bread into. So I realized when I got done with breakfast, this camera was not filming, and that's the one that runs my audio. And my secondary camera was in the wind. So I'm not sure how that footage is gonna turn out, but it was a pretty good French toast breakfast. I will tell you that. It was filling, but anyway. So I'm just gonna get the breakfast dishes all cleaned up. I'm not used to the whole cleanup thing. I'm used to doing an overnight camping trip and then hitting the road, going home, cleaning everything up at home. So it's a nice change of pace. All right, I'm gonna finish getting all this stuff put away, and then I'm gonna get some sneakers put on and change some batteries and some cameras, and then we will hop on the road. Well, we're just gonna walk. We'll walk up, hit the restroom, and then find the trail and go on a hike. Everything's cleaned up, put away, got the truck organized, put my computer and stuff, laptop into the back. So I knew I was going to be doing some hiking, so I stopped at the Bass Pro and bought me a hydration bag, but I don't really know how it works. So we're just going to dump a few water bottles in here so we have a little water with us when we're hiking. Like I said, I don't even know how many it takes because it's brandy new. I'm guessing we're going to be able to get basically 3 water bottles in, which would be fine. Yeah, we're a little over the max fill line, but that's okay. Slide this bad boy back on there to lock her in. And we're gonna put a GoPro in to take with us as well. So I'm gonna grab the GoPro, get everything buttoned up in the camp, and then we'll head out onto the trail. Well, we're starting off with good scenery right from the get-go. I'm not sure how far this loop goes, but we shall see. Not really sure that the trail was supposed to go up there, or it's just water runoff, or people decided to go up there on their own, but it doesn't look like the trail goes any further than right up to that bluff where I was just at. Oh. And that's why I should have my hiking boots on. Should have learned my lesson. Should have just put them on. Probably should have put some tick spray on before I came out too, but I didn't. I'm not walking back. It's absolutely stunning out here. We've only been about a mile. I'm exhausted already. So way over there is where we climbed up to that bluff and took the photos in the video. So we're all the way across the canyon to where we were actually videoing. So starting to get a shot of the lake here. I'm guessing based on looking at that the site is like right down over and through those trees. Wind is howling. I don't know how much you're picking up of that wind on the mic, but I'm guessing you are, even with the wind covers on. The landscape is just amazing. Oh, look at disc golf course comes up here. Cool. Never played, but and I'm guessing that's all sandstone. It's all eroded out. Just looks amazing. We're going into alien territory. Got to watch out for flying discs. I knew it. I knew there was aliens. Government's always hiding stuff from us. Right there's base camp. We made it all the way across the lake. I know it's windy up here, but what an amazing place to enjoy a Honeycrisp apple. That was a good little break, and we'll pack our apple core out. So Honeycrisp apples, not native to the area, so we're not gonna throw the apple core away. We'll throw it in the garbage when we find one. As I was sitting here eating my apple, I noticed way over yonder, there's a cross that's sitting up there, and then over here, it's hard to see, but right over there, there's a stone monument of some sort right there. So I think before we leave the park and end this trip, we're gonna have to get over to that side and hike that side's trail and try to find those two things and just see if there's any story behind them. But for now, break time's over. It looks like that right over here, there's a little bit of a trail going up to the next higher bluff that's up there. So we're gonna walk up to this little bluff right here, get a few more shots and see what she's all about, and then get back down on the trail and continue on our way. Looks like another bench over on top of that one. But I think we'll head back down this bad boy, take our time so we don't fall. I'm gonna turn the camera off so that I have two hands ready to go. So I'll see you guys at the bottom back on the trail. try to stand so the wind don't get it. But this is a Steele Memorial erected by the public in honor of Mr. and Mrs. H.L. Steele, exemplars of the Western Kansas frontier. Let me go back to the shelter and we'll talk a little bit about it. So the memorial that we were just looking at was dedicated by the public to the Steeles. I don't know if you could hear me because the wind's hollowing so bad on top of this point. And basically thanking them. So they are the original homesteaders in 1888 that had 420 acres, I believe, of this land. And then they gave it to the state of Kansas for a park. And then the state of Kansas has expanded it to like 1,020 acres or something like that. So, but the original homestead was the original park that everything's on. So we've actually been trying to work our way hiking to get to the original homestead. But anyway, I'm going to drink a little bit of water and then we're going to head on out of here. So I don't know how far we've gone so far. 2 miles, and I calculated it was about 2.5 miles to get there. So we should almost be there, but we'll see. You guys probably won't be able to see way out there, but in the middle of that field is a black dot. That's a turkey out there strutting. Hiking boots, man. Hiking boots would have been handy. Go faster is no good in this sandy stuff. Next hike, hiking boots, essential. I brought them, just didn't put them on. So old steps going up to the memorial. All right, and there she is. Brought us right down to the homestead. Looks like we're going to have to check with the home office for tour information, but people come up here in the sandstone that they made this house out of, and they carved their name into it. Despicable. Leave the shit alone, people. Katrina, you hear me, Katrina? Katrina, you're a whore. The Steeles were among the first permanent settlers in Scott County after it was organized in 1886. In October of 1893, Eliza bought the land where their house stands for $225. At first, the couple lived on this property in a simple dugout built into the east-facing slope east of an unimproved county road. Around 1894, they renovated their dugout and added a floor above it, building the two-level stone house we see today. Built of limestone blocks, the house faces west so that the entrance to the main floor is 1 story and the east elevation is 2 stories. The house measures 30 feet long by 30 feet wide. The roof eaves are 25 feet above grade at the rear of the house. The house is topped by a wood shingled roof. A central brick chimney, evident in historical images, no longer exists. Well, hopefully before we leave, we'll be able to catch them when they're doing a tour and go inside and take a look around. I know the online brochure says that they have 100-year-old artifacts in there from the homestead and what they used to use in the homestead. So it'd be pretty cool to throw that in with the look at the exterior part of it. But if not, we got to see this. So we're going to be taking the truck out tomorrow and going to some sightseeing places that are exterior to the park. So we'll stop at the office on one of our trips through and just ask them and see if they know if there's going to be any tours this weekend. So I stopped at the park office and asked them about a tour of the Steele homestead, and they said to meet them down there around noon, and they would let me in to look around, give me about 15 minutes to look around the place. So that's where we're headed to right now, and I will show you guys the footage of inside the Steele homestead. Inside the homestead, visitors are treated to a glimpse of the Steele's life in the early 1900s. The 7-room house has 5 upper-level rooms, including a parlor and a family living area on the west side, each with a separate front door, and 2 bedrooms on the east side, with a walk-in windowed pantry between them. Here's her marriage certificate.
Continuing to the lower level, the east room was used as a summer kitchen where Eliza would can and preserve a variety of fruits and vegetables. This room has a door to the outside through the east wall.
Wash machine.
The west basement room was Eliza's workroom and where the Steeles repaired tools and other equipment used around the ranch.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So this is the spring house where they got their water and kept their perishable items from spoiling. Good little bench out of concrete and stone that they have made right there. And then back to the ring. Pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see the inside of it. Not huge, but for the 1890s, I'm guessing it was pretty big. But anyway, I guess I'm going to keep walking, see what else I can get into.
Nearly 2 centuries before the Steeles homesteaded the area, a group of Taos Indians fleeing Spanish rule migrated to the park region. In 1664, they constructed pueblos and cultivated crops using a system of irrigation ditches from a nearby spring. The last known reference to the Pueblo site was 1727, after which it was abandoned and left to the ravages of weather and erosion. It disappeared, leaving no scar on the Kansas plains except a slight mound and some irrigation ditches, which were later used by Herbert Steele for his large truck garden enterprise. In the mid-1890s, the Pueblo ruins were discovered by Steele and excavated by H.T. Martin and Professor S.W. Williston from the University of Kansas. The ruins achieved National Historic Landmark status in 1964. In 1970, the Kansas Historical Society carried out an extensive program of excavation and restoration of the area. The present site allows the visitor to see the Pueblo ruins with its foundation reconstructed.
That was a pretty cool little find. Stumbled across that. I hope you enjoyed the footage and the voiceover of the description of what was there. I think it's a little cleaner, easier to understand than me standing there holding the camera at myself. Well, we're probably 2 miles away from the truck. We got to walk back. It's hot in here. 90 degrees inside the topper. Headed back to the truck from the hike. I'm gonna get everything put away in here, and then get some stuff on the charger, and we'll think about doing some dinner. All right, well, it's time to start getting some dinner around. Grab the first little piece. I need a little bit more meat than that.